Today we will discuss about the light, its applications and its importance in our daily life as well as science point of view. So we will discuss about the light.
Light, you are capable to see one figure is the sunset, and second is the light ray that is captured in a optical fiber cable, and it is uh, uh, this is the one end through which the light is coming. So we will discuss about the light. Basically, in our daily life, we will see that all the objects that are around us are visible to each other, and we can see easily with the help of light. So we will discuss in this lecture what is the property of the light and how the light is come and what is the importance to study of the light. So the light play a vital role in our daily life. So the US has recognized that light play a vital role in our daily lives. It has revolutionized medical diagnosis and treatment, from eye surgery to the removal of tumor. And second revolution of the light is that it is used in optical fiber cables. That optical fiber are used in the communication system, and also it is very useful for the industry as well as for the defense system. And these are some important aspects of the light and application of the light that have been discussed. And now the question arises, why has the study of light become so very important? So this is the question, and it has a different aspect of the light. So in this figure we will see that figure A, this is an ordinary light bulb, and the second V is a uh, laser beam that is originated by the telescope, and it is this figure A, this is an ordinary bulb. It illuminates the atmosphere all around to us in all direction. Okay, and intensity of the light that is coming from this bulb is not too much high. On the other hand, this is the laser light. Laser light means it is very coherent and it is very intense. It see that it can travel up to the mesosphere scale, that is around 90 km altitude from the earth's surface. Okay, so this light is very intense. Okay, and this light is not capable to reach at the altitude of 90 km. So there is a difference between this light and the laser lights. So in the upcoming lecture, we will discuss how the laser light is important, how it is generated and how it is formed. Basically, laser means light amplification stimulated radiation emission. Okay, and this is the spectrum of the electromagnetic light, and this is only for the visible spectrum of the light. Here we will see that this is our blue region and this is our red region, and the wavelength is minimum corresponding to your blue region and maximum towards the red line. Okay, this is the visible region of the spectrum. And the if we go for the laser, so the if we have a laser beam, if this laser beam when emerged from any laser sources, and if we put an ordinary mirror, so this laser beam that is unidirectional and very less width, and when is focused on an ordinary lens, is then it will focus at a particular distance from the uh, mirror. So as a result its intensity become very high. So this slide indicate that if you put an concrete wall behind the laser beam, so it can crack the concrete wall. So a basic this is a tremendous uh, application of the light, and this photo has been taken by Dr. Bhavananda Upadhyay from SCAT Indore. And the second importance of the laser light, if we can say light, is it is used to focus the surgery of the eye. Suppose if anyone has its eyesight from positive or negative, so this can eyesight from minus if anyone have plus or negative eyesight, so this can be done with the help of the laser. And one of the again important effect of the light, and we can visualize in our daily life. Suppose we have an incoming light that is at a particular frequency omega, that is at red region. Okay, when it incident on any crystal, you have any crystal, the crystal is situated in a such a way that at a particular angle theta, when it incident on that crystal, that is a specific material and at particular angle theta, then the light which is coming from this crystal have the frequency 2 mu, means the frequency become double. As a result frequency changes, the light initially it is red and now it is become blue. And in the nowadays the optical fiber is very important application of optical fiber, such as that if we see this is the map of the world map, and all the country are connected with the optical fiber. This optical fiber is very important for the communication as well as for the internet access. And now the future will be full of light. It means that in the upcoming year, and now many university has been focused to study the light, and therefore they have established a different department from that is optics department. And optics department have been situated in many university to specify study, to intense study of the light and the laser, such that it can help us and it can develop more and more technique, such that it can help and it can make easier life. So now 2015 considered as a international light year. So now why 2015 considered as a light year? So basically the first scientist, that is Alhazen wrote a first book on optics in 1015 year. Alhazen was the scientist who wrote first book on the optics, and the cover page of this book is translated, and it is like this one. And this man is the Alhazen. He is the first man who write the book on the optics. And again Sir Isaac Newton's also write a book on the optics, and according to him he said that the light that is comes from any body emitted from the shining substance. If any substance a body is shining, means it is illuminating the light. And he published this book in 1687. So in this figure you will see that this is a stairs, and here the light, and here is the dark. Okay, so basically if you are studying, suppose in this region, you are sitting in this region and you have a book and the sunlight is coming directly towards you, then you will easily read the book. Instead of this one dark side, if you sit here in the dark side and again if you try to read a book, so you can also eligible and you can also read the book in this particular region if you are sitting there. So light is coming only this one region, but here is not the direct light is coming. So why are you able to read the book in this dark side? So basically it is because the light become scattered when the air molecules are interact with the light, then there is a scattering take place. Due to this scattering, the light also reaches at the dark place and you are able to read the book and something else on the dark one side. And we know that the scattering, one of known as Rayleigh scattering, is proportional to 1 over lambda k power 4, means higher the wavelength, smaller will be the scattering light. So in this spectrum, we will see that blue light has the minimum wavelength and the red line is the maximum wavelength. From this spectral region, we will see that the maximum scattering is take place in the minimum wavelength region, means in the blue line. So the sky is blue. Now in daily life, if we look up at the above in the sky, then we will see that the sky is blue, because if we go through the scattering, then we will see that the blue light has the lowest wavelength and it has the maximum scattering due to lower wavelength, and that's why you will see the sky as a blue atmosphere. And on the other hand, the setting sun is red, because during the sunset the sun seem like a red, not the blue, because it is assumed that the blue light is already have been scattered and the remaining part remain is yellow red. So that's why we will see only the red sun during the sunset condition. So this photograph has been taken uh, by the US, and at the moon surface here we will see that a satellite is, this one is satellite, and here is the moon surface, and this is an astronomer, and this is the earth. Okay, and in it we know that at the moon the atmosphere is almost negligible or zero. So in this in the surface of the moon, if you read a book, so when the sun is just above your head and your book is just below the sun, then you will easily read the book. But in case of suppose the sun is behind you, the sun ray don't impact on the book directly on the surface of the moon, then you cannot read the book. Means we can easily understand this. Suppose this is the astronomer, and let's it's the moon direction, the sun direction in this way. In this way is the sun, and the image of the astronomer will come in this darkest region. So if you try to read the book in this region, so you are not capable to read the book. You will see dark, completely dark, because at the surface of the moon actually there is not any gas molecule present, means there is almost zero scattering. Due to this one you are not readable the book. So we will from the above discussion we find that light play a very important role in our life as well as in the science application, science point of view, and the laser point of view. Okay, so it is very important to understand the nature of the light. So this is, suppose we are going to do a experiment. In this experiment we have a gun, electron gun, that is continuously emitted the electron, and here we have a wall, and here a back stopper, we have a stopper, and here we have a detector. So the gun that is continuously emit the electron, when let us assume that the one hole is closed and only one is open. So the electron gun, the gun that is bullet, we can say bullet, directly come towards the one, and if we this is a movable detector. If we move the detector from upward and downward, then finally you will get a intensity pattern in such one P1, like this one. Means where the this is opener, then you will find the maximum maximum bullet on the corresponding to this one. And again, if we block the A1 and you just open A2, if you again move the detector, then you will see the maximum number of bullet will follow this kind of pattern. And now let us consider we have opened simultaneously A1 block and B2 block, and this move the detector and find out the pattern of the bullet, how it is come. Then is simple, it should become P1 and P2. And this figure has I have taken from the Feynman lecture in physics volume 1. So this will indicate that the bullet which is a classical particle, okay, means it is flowing like a classical, it has definite momentum, position and energy. Then we will see that total intensity will be add up, and this, and again this Heisenberg give the uh, this is the figure of the Christian Huygens, the Dutch astronomer, put the forward wave theory of light in around 1650. So Christian Huygens first introduced the wave theory of light. In wave theory of light, he assumed that suppose you have a pound pond, and if you drop any stone, then you will see that the wave will go to upward, downward towards the outside. Okay, like this one. And the first experimental evidence of the light behave like a wave nature, this has been done by the young Thomas. This is the Thomas. He assumed that sorry, this is a young Thomas Young experiment. In Young experiment, what he will do, when he take two slit. This is your slit, and second in this one. This is your screen and this is your slit. And here a monochromatic light is impact on the slit, and he make two pinhole and allow the pass the monochromatic light from this one source, and this screen he gets some tremendous results. That is, when this light passes from these two pinhole, then he observes some pattern of the light, and when he studies this pattern, he will see that he finds some dark spot, bright, dark, broad, dark, bright, such kind of pattern he observed on the screen, and he then show that the bright spot is comes, suppose this is we have source S1 and S2, means this is whole P1 and P2, yeah, we can say P1 and P2. When the light emerges from these two source, then it impact on the screen, and on the screen we will find some bright and dark fringe. So this is your bright fringe. Bright fringe means the light source that is coming from these two pinhole are in the same phase. So as a result, then it interact to each other in the same phase, so resultant intensity become maximum. As a result, he obtained the maximum intensity of light. On the other hand, if these two light, these two wave that is emerging from the hole is out of phase, means in this case on the screen he find the dark spot. Okay, the dark spot. This is he told that this is a construction interference, and bright one due to destruction interference, and bright due to construction interference. And suppose the distance between these two plates is capital D1, and the width of the fringe, here the fringe width, you will see them dark fringe and bright fringe, dark fringe, bright fringe, bright fringe. If the beta is the fringe width, then we can find out the wavelength that is used to find out the interference pattern. Here d is the distance between these two pinholes. So we can find out the used wavelength if we know the distance between the two parameters different to screen and d. So in this figure we have taken two parameters, means band d is approximately 0.005 mm and beta is equal to 5 mm and d is 0.25 mm. It means if the width, if the d distance between the two pinholes is very less, is higher, then you will see some straight line. On the other hand, if you do the distance between two pinholes very less, then you will find out the fringe is not a linear, but it is some kind of the parabolic fringe. So now, up to now, the Young double slit experiment, and the Young experiment tells us that light behave like as a wave. Light behave like a wave. But now the question arises: the wave that is to propagate a wave always need a medium, but we know that the light that is wave light, we have like a sun is continuously emerging the light, but between sun and the earth there is a space, and we assume that there is a if we go outer from the earth's surface, the density of the atmosphere is very less, and almost we can say zero. So in this case, if it is no medium is present, so wave should not be, light should not be reached to the earth's surface, but still light come from the earth towards the earth. So this kind of questions we will discuss later. And to explain this one, the Max Bell told that light is a electromagnetic wave. Electromagnetic wave means if we calculate, if we solve the electromagnetic equation that is given by the Maxwell equation, then we can easily find the velocity of the light in the space, means in the vacuum, that is equal to 3 into 10 to the power meter per second. Okay, so and again there are some other parameters and other phenomena, other experiment that tells that light behave like a wave as well as like a particle. So in the next lecture we will discuss about more about the wave nature of the light as well as particle nature of the light. And again there is a one scientist that is known as De Broglie. He told us that light behave particle as well as wave simultaneously, means if any particle is moving, then always associated a wave, and that wave is known as the De Broglie wave. So we will discuss this kind of all the information in our next video. Or thank you for this hearing me, and this is my email ID. If you have any question, then directly you can contact me. I will always here with you with your questions. So thank you.